Thank you for joining us here on Real Estate in the Lowcountry. With me today is Matthew Dailey, and he is, of course, with Assurance Financial. Welcome back.
Hey, Betsy. Good afternoon.
Good to see you, as always. So today we're going to talk about, we've talked about lots of things with you since you've started coming on the show, but today we're going to kind of talk about it in a different direction, and that's talking about new construction. Because we've talked so much about inventory being low and how you're going to find the right house. Well, maybe new construction is a way to do that.
Absolutely, Betsy, and that's exactly right. Inventory is still short. The market's changed the last 60 days or so, but people are still struggling to find exactly what they want. And doing a construction to perm loan really gives you an opportunity to build the house that you dream to have.
Right.
So that's really what we bring to the table. And it's not as complicated as you may think. Beginning on. Now you've got to be organized. You've got to find first a lot, then you've got to find a builder, and you've got to set a budget in place. To get it done, you're probably looking at 12 months plus if it's a larger custom home.
Right.
So be patient, but set a good budget and put yourself in a position so you can build what you want to have.
Yeah, and you mentioned patience, and I think a lot of people in this market, they've been waiting already because they're trying to find the house and they've been in bidding wars, and now, maybe now is the time, but they want just a little more patience, they can have exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly, and that's why we've got a full complement of, construction loans. We can do a one-time close or a two-time close. We can do it through a conventional, through jumbo, even the government-sponsored loans, FHA, VA, USDA. VA and USDA we can do with no money down, which is crazy.
Yeah, wow.
To hear that,
yeah.
But you could build a house and not have any out-of-pocket funds as long as you can work with a builder that'll work through those type of loan programs.
Well, so let's talk about that a little bit though. Not everybody is going to qualify for no down payment. So what is the down payment process when you are doing new construction?
Well, we can do new construction in a conventional loan as little as 5% down. Typically, you should plan on 10%. But still, that's not a significant amount of money to build the house that your dreams, want you to have.
Right.
So
talk to us about some of the tips that you have, because I know there's a lot of ins and outs and ways that you want to do this and things that you have to navigate. So what are some tips if people are really seriously thinking about going the new construction route that they should be thinking about?
Well, your first step is to have a consultation with a mortgage lender like myself. Let's put a budget in place and have, where you want to be. Then, if you've already got the lot, then you just need to look for a builder. If you don't, then we can finance the lot with the construction. Okay. The next, critical piece is finding a builder that's going to work within your budget that you like, that's got a great reputation. And third is, working through the details and the timeline. That's what you're looking at, because it does take, you're not in and, writing a contract and in the house in 30 days.
Right.
It's going to be anywhere from 9 months to a year. And again, being patient to understand there's going to be things. We're getting through some, inventory challenges and logistical challenges, but they're still, it's a little slower than you may be comfortable with going on. So again, just work through that.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned the word budget a couple of times when you were talking there, and we all know that we can plan and plan and plan and plan and down to the fine details of a budget, but sometimes things go wrong.
Right.
So what do you recommend in terms of?
My suggestion is to give yourself a 15 to 20% buffer.
Like a little slush fund.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're building a $500,000 house, then I would give yourself somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000 for things, for upgrades that you wasn't thinking of when you originally did it, because you may change your mind and say, no, this is what I want. There may have been a misunderstanding of what you want. You may decide to do things a little different, and cost may change.
Yeah, right. As we've seen, as we've gone through COVID and supply chain, things have gone through the roof. So really things can change. So I think that's very good advice, because you don't want to be sticker shock when you're at the end.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to be to the point where you're out of money and you still got things you want to do and need to do.
Right. So if somebody is thinking about this very seriously, how do they get in touch with you to get all of your expert advice?
You see my number on the screen,
yes.
But it's 843-998-9559, and we can have an initial consultation and just talk through it, and we can meet and go through the details. I've done several of these type loans. I've recently built my own house.
Okay.
So I've got a good awareness of how the process works.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, Matthew, so much for being here. It's always great information.
All right, thanks, Betsy.